It's not by choice, it just happened. But as I see my lifestyle, when I reflect back, life that I'm leading now, life that I was leading as a businessman, life that I led as a family man, life that I led as a student, I don't see any difference. Because deep down I know one thing for sure, that there is a spiritual life which is inside me. As a student, I have to study. As a family man, I have to carry my family tradition. As a businessman, I have to run the business. All this can carry on, no problems. All these external things are but nothing but they are external, as we say. It's just superficial. We give to this external world so much of importance, we get lost in it, forgetting the deep level of ocean awaiting us, the spirituality. And sooner we realize that both lives, spiritual as well as material, they're very important. I don't recommend that you stop doing your material business, your family life. Don't abandon it, never abandon it. But don't forget the spiritual life. If you forget spiritual life, then you have to come back again. There is no liberation. It is like giving exams. You didn't prepare yourself well in your first year of whatever college you are in, and you failed. You have to repeat. Same thing. Coming back again and again is nothing but failure of the previous life. And don't go into spirituality also so much that your material life suffers, your family suffers. And most of us who are assembled here in this august presence of His Highness and this Darbar, what is lacking in you at material level? Ask yourself. And what is lacking in us at a spiritual level? You can introspect, then you can find the solution of what is to be done now. See? They have to be lived like two wings of a bird in a most balanced way. See? A bird with one wing cannot fly. Bird with one very long wing and one very short wing will go round and round. So we have to pay attention as much as required in both fields. Spiritual life does not rob you of your material life. In fact, spiritual life embellishes our material life. It makes it even more beautiful, worth living. You love your family? Great. But then your horizon of love expands. Mewad is too small. Earth is too small. You become love. You no longer love anyone specifically, but you really, really become love in the process. So this is a journey we can enjoy if we are passionate about meditation. But if we say, oh, I'm inspired by Daaji and His Highness when we visited Darbar, let's try it out. It's a lukewarm approach. And with such a beginning, you will only fail. Do you crave for such a success, spiritual success? Do you have craze, passion for it? Then it's possible. And what is to be done? Nothing extraordinary. Just close your eyes and sit quietly. Be receptive to God's grace for at least 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening, and that's all. Nothing much is required. Rest of the work is done by the person who gives you diksha, the master. He sends pranahuti. An interesting thing is this pranahuti is like a wheelchair to a person who takes you from place to place when you are unable to walk. Right. Pranahuti is something like, since our consciousness, our mind, process of thinking, intellectualizing, is so narrow, it remains within our conditioned field. Whatever we are used to thinking, only those patterns flourish in our mind and heart. But once you begin meditation with pranahuti, it carries us beyond our narrow-mindedness, takes you higher, and makes us see the lower and say, okay, this doesn't belong to me. I have to raise my level of consciousness, you see. And it just automatically happens. What pranahuti is like, food we take for our body, or we interact with each other, we read, we learn things for our enriching of mind. Enriching the body we know, enriching the mind also we know, but do we know anything about enriching the soul? How will you nourish the soul? That's why in Vedas they say pranasya pranaha. If you can get nourishment of prana through another prana, then it is good. It's not being non-vegetarian though. Not taking the life of another one. That's a different story altogether, see. But a rishi of caliber can connect with God, imbibe that prana and transmit. This is a very ancient method which was prevalent even 72 generations before King Janaka. And now it is easily available to one and all. And once my Guruji came to Washington and someone asked, he was a very old man, our master. And one of the local Americans asked, hey, master. And he slided $50 bill. And since master didn't know what this bill is and all that, he was very old, say. What is this? Babuji is giving you $50. What for? He said, you're going to give a liberation. Then Babuji remarked very nicely, he says, God is not for sale. And if God was for sale, how much would you pay? If you could pay, why do you need God? So that's why the system is impeccable, spotless. There are no money involved. There is no money exchange here. Absolutely voluntary. Meditations are taught to everyone without any bias, you see. Of course, we do consider one thing important is mental health of a person who wants to meditate. That we have to see for sure. But most 99.99% of people who come to us, they're quite okay. They're ready for meditation, kind of.